Cuman's civilization. Strengths. One of the biggest strengths of the Cumans is their cavalry. The Cumans have access to every single unit upgrade and tech for their stable units and cavalry, such as Hussar, Steppe Lancer, and Paladin, except Heavy Camel Rider, despite having access to the Camel Rider unit. In particular, their cavalry have increased movement speed by 5% per age, making Cumans cavalry the most mobile cavalry in the game. In addition, the Cumans are the most unique civilization when it comes to their feudal age, as they are allowed to build an extra town center. This can give Cumans a significant early game economic bonus, as one town center can advance to the next age while the other still creates villagers, or both town centers can produce villagers to double the villager output. The extra hit points on their palisade walls aid them in this regard. The Cumans can build siege workshop and battering ram in the feudal age. This allows the Cumans to threaten enemy towns in the early game by having access to siege and age earlier than other players. Finally, their biggest appeal is their cavalry archers and light cavalry. Their unique unit, Kipchak, is a multi-shot cavalry archer that can shred through multiple units due to low frame delay if microed properly. Combined with the increased movement speed of their cavalry archers and access to Parthian tactics, this makes the Kipchak a cheap and cost-effective cavalry archer in most late-game situations. In addition, their cavalry archers and light cavalry are trained faster with their Castle Age unique technology, Steppe Husbandry, allowing the Cumans to spam their light cavalry and cavalry archers en masse. The Cumans offer some team utility as well, as their Imperial Age unique technology, Cuman Mercenaries, allows allied players to train 5 mercenary Kipchak per each allied castle for free. The Cumans also have access to infantry with most upgrades, missing supplies, which helps supplement their ability to build battering rams in the feudal age. Weaknesses. One of their greatest weaknesses is their defense. To begin with, they lack stone walls, gates, and guard towers. Even with their team bonus, their palisade walls and palisade gates are not as durable as the stone counterparts and have nowhere near the ability to prevent units from entering an area. Their navy is also very weak, since they lack heavy demolition ship, dry dock, shipwright, and cannon galleon. While their cavalry archers are very mobile due to their civilization bonus, they lack bracer. They also lack the arbalester and hand cannoneer, meaning cavalry archers are their only viable ranged option, and are generally sidelined for Kipchaks. Their monks are also reasonable in the Castle Age, having access to several important Castle Age monastery tech. But they lack block printing, illumination, and theocracy, meaning their monk utility is very limited in the Imperial Age. Even in the Castle Age, they miss out on the important redemption technology. Their late game in general is let down a lot by their technology tree, where their paladins, hussars, and halberdiers are their only fully upgraded units, and they lack heavy camel riders, an anti-cavalry unit. Adding to this is their lack of a powerful military bonus or economic bonus. Strategy. The Cumans should play for a win in the early game. They have a very solid early game, especially in the feudal age, but they must end the game fast, since their late game may be rather weak. Cumans are also able to perform well if the player instead decides to go for a regular feudal age scout rush, since their cavalry moves faster. This tactic can be followed in the Castle Age by a knight, Steppe Lancer, Kipchak, or cavalry archer rush, which for them works better at the middle stage of the game, as they can produce faster cavalry archers and light cavalry, thanks to the Steppe Husbandry technology. These can also be supplemented by rams in the feudal age, which can also force an opponent to resign early if they do not have a chance to rebuild their town center elsewhere. They can also go for archers into crossbowmen, or a combination of archers and cavalry. This is boosted by their discount on their production buildings. If the Cuman player is forced in the early game to defend, they are also well equipped for that. Their stronger palisades can make a steady and quick defense to their settlement, and in this case, they can also use their second town center for defense by placing them within the range of their first town center to provide cover fire in the case of an opponent raid. Another interesting option the Cumans have in the early game is an early economic boom, thanks to their second town center in the feudal age. As they can research town center technologies and age advancement in just one of the buildings, their villager production since that point becomes continuous. This economic boom then can be followed by mass cavalry. Sadly, as the game progresses into the Imperial Age, they get fewer and fewer advantages, thanks to a fairly lackluster technology tree. Still, Cumans in the Imperial Age can keep raiding with cavalry, as they have almost all technologies for them, except heavy camel riders, and supplement them with solid infantry and siege rams. Steppe Husbandry Hussars are a great raiding unit, thanks to their cheap cost and fast creation time. Regarding naval warfare, they do not have any bonuses for their navy. Performing a Cuman early economic boom on island maps may help them gather wood and gold faster and perform early galley rushes, but their late-game navy is pretty lacking. Patch changes. In Update 34055, the Cumans got a lot of changes because they were infamously broken, starting with increasing the time to construct a town center in the Feudal Age from 225 seconds to 270 seconds, making some douche strategies harder to execute and allowing more counterplay, and also reducing their booming potential. The Kipchak rate of fire was reduced from 1.8 to 2.2 and the hit points reduced by 5 for both standard and elite, and the Elite Kipchak fires one less arrow, so being less oppressive when used and easier to counter. Cumans also lost husbandry, and the cavalry speed bonus is spread by 5% in the Feudal Age, 10% in the Castle Age, and 15% in the Imperial Age. Now their scouts are just slightly faster than others in the Feudal Age. Their cavalry in the Castle Age isn't faster than others, but still gets the effects of husbandry for free, and in the Imperial Age is again faster than other civilizations. The feudal rams also no longer get trample damage. In conjunction with the large number of reduced stats and cost increases to the Steppe Lancer, the Cumans got a massive nerf in most aspects, which ultimately made them fairly weak. In Update 36202, the Cumans' middle and late game was improved. Now, they can improve the battering rams to capped rams in the Castle Age, which significantly improves their sieging potential at that stage of the game. Their Steppe Lancers now benefit from Steppe Husbandry, making this unit more easy to mass, but the technology effect was reduced to 50%. And Kipchaks now fire 3, 4 elite arrows like at release, increasing their raiding potential. The Cumans lose access to supplies in Update 37650, which is meant to balance out their strong Feudal Age rushing potential and add a clear late-game weakness. The Kipchak attack animation was increased in Update 42848 by 0.5, same as Mangyude, in order to prevent them from being so smooth at micromanaging. Alliances. The Cumans are a great pocket civilization, thanks to their powerful two-town center boom in the Feudal Age. They function best as a cavalry civilization and rely on their allies to provide the support that their technology tree needs. Their team bonus is appreciated by most civilizations in the early game as it grants a great boost to early game defenses. Cuman Mercenaries is somewhat useful for civilizations that are making mounted archers, though it is not recommended to invest into them if the investment is not used elsewhere. Britons. The faster working archery ranges helps out the Cumans with their archer rush, and the Britons can utilize the ability to slow down a game with their great crossbowmen. The Cumans can also help out their Briton ally with a scout cavalry rush. As the Cumans have great paladins and siege rams, they can make the offensive pushes that the Britons struggle to make. Chinese. With their volatile start, the Chinese will make great use of extra hit points on their Palisade Walls, and the Cumans will make good use of the extra food from their farms. Additionally, the Chinese lack the siege onager and the paladin, both of which the Cumans possess, and the Chinese have a very versatile technology tree to alleviate any problem a Cuman player might come across. Huns. They appreciate the Palisade bonus thanks to their inability to house wall, and the Cumans appreciate the faster stables for their cavalry. The Huns' Cavalry Archers pair up very well with the Cumans' Paladins, and they can utilize Cuman Mercenaries. Magyars. The extra line of sight on archers is appreciated for a Cuman archer rush, which pairs well with a Magyar scout cavalry rush. Later on, the Cumans' Paladins are a great match for the Magyars' Cavalry Archers. Mayans. Both the Mayans and Cumans have bonuses that make walling easier, allowing each other to take advantage of their great economies. Additionally, the Mayans' great archers pair well with the Cumans' paladins. Mongols, the extra line of sight will make a Cuman scout cavalry rush more effective, and the Mangyude pairs up very well with a fast and powerful unit like the paladin. Slavs, the discount on production buildings means the Cumans make great use of the Slavs team bonus. Additionally, the Cuman paladin and its fast speed matches up very well with the mighty Slavic siege onager. Tatars, the Tatar team bonus aids the Cumans cavalry archers, and the Tatars have great cavalry archers themselves to pair with Cuman paladin. Advantages vs other civilizations. The Kipchak, being a cavalry archer that fires multiple arrows and the secondary ones deal 0 melee damage in addition to the pierce damage, is a great counter against slow non-ranged units, as they can hit and run them. Even the infantry of prominent infantry civilizations will have trouble against Kipchaks. The Cumans are one of the few civilizations that can go for a cavalry archer rush, since their cavalry archers move faster and are created faster after steppe husbandry is researched. As such, the Cumans can effectively counter slow-moving units by hit and running them. Being a civilization with good early and mid-game and able to raid with the use of scout cavalry, steppe lancers, and cavalry archers, they can defeat civilizations that fare otherwise in open maps like Arabia, especially if starting in the Dark and Feudal Age. Their better palisades and extra town center in the Feudal Age gives Cumans a good defense in the early game, being able to defend against civilizations that may rely on raids and rushes. Their secondary town center as well as their access to rams in the Feudal Age gives more power against civilizations with bad early game. Their secondary town center also gives them a very powerful boom when they can protect themselves from early aggression. As their light cavalry line is created faster after steppe husbandry is researched, as well as moving faster, Cumans have an advantage at trash wars, especially against civilizations that lack the halberdier upgrade or more buffs for the pikemen. With their fast creating light cavalry, Cumans have a great ability to constantly raid the opponent's economy, so civilizations with poor defenses can struggle. Disadvantages vs other civilizations. As the Cuman cavalry advantage relies on their mobility and creation speed, not in raw force, they may fall apart against civilizations with more powerful options. Since their late game is poor, civilizations with good late games can overturn them if they manage to survive until the Imperial Age. Their lack of good defenses puts them at a disadvantage against civilizations with great raiding units. They have the worst navy in the game, as they lack all the late game improvements and bracer, and do not have any naval bonus. Situational advantages. It is much better to play as Cumans if starting in the Dark or Feudal Age than in games that start in the Castle Age onwards. Picking Cumans in post-Imperial Age is not recommended. The extra town center bonus does not apply in sudden death mode. In Budapest, as every player has 2 town centers, the Cumans do not have their town center advantage, so it is not recommended to pick Cumans in these circumstances. They can still perform a double douche rush in the Feudal Age on the Budapest map, but it will require them to delete both initial town centers. As their palisades are stronger, they get a substantial advantage in maps with pre-deployed palisades, such as hideout and hill forts. In maps with pre-deployed stone walls, such as arena and fortress, they technically overcome one of their weaknesses, since they can't create stone walls. Cumans are a very flexible civilization in the early game, which makes them a good pick on open maps like Arabia, as well as being a good pick in closed maps like Black Forest. In the Capture the Relic game mode, as their light cavalry are faster and are created faster after steppe husbandry is researched, they can prevent enemy monks from getting the relic. Their second town center in the Feudal Age puts them at a distinctive advantage in maps like Gold Rush, as they may use it to take over the center of the map, which has huge deposits of gold. Their coronary town center in the Feudal Age can also be helpful in the Wonder Race game mode, since it helps cut time for producing villagers and aging up to the Castle Age. Their second town center also allows for a very potent boom strategy on the Yucatan map, since this map has double the initial set of natural resources. Thank you for watching the video. Please give me a like or follow me so I have the motivation to create more new videos. Chanel Jahamvwi thanks you very much.